Today on the Morning Edition, a nonprofit known for lending a hand is in need of a hand themselves after the recent windstorms in the Matsu. We'll tell you how you can assist. Plus, the Alaska Native Heritage Center held a large potluck for those displaced by former Typhoon Halong. We'll show you how they're trying to give them a taste of home for the holidays. And later, the NORAD Santa Tracker is a time-tested and respected tradition for families all over. We'll take a look at some of the history of how it came to be and how you can partake in the holiday festivities this year as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. That's right. We're now less than a week away from Christmas, which is next Thursday, Aaron. And next Wednesday on Christmas Eve, we'll be tracking Santa, too, as he gets ready for the big night.
Yeah, and there's going to be plenty of cold here, so Santa will feel right at home as we continue to hold on to some of the coldest air of the season across the state. Now, those winds that have been with us for the better part of the last 2 weeks across parts of South Central, that continues to blow away that snow that has accumulated on the ground. And so you're seeing many areas left with just some icy conditions, which is posing some issues on those parking lot sidewalks as well as some side roads across South Central. And we're going to continue to favor some of those winds increasing once again this weekend. Now, winds for the most part did die down through the night into this morning. And as a result, we are finally seeing some of those single-digit lows for West Anchorage. And we're also seeing the return to some sub-zero values in the valley where winds have been gusting. So 4 below currently in Palmer, 10 below in Wasilla, 7 degrees in Portage, while Valdez still holding on to some of those windy conditions, as well as Seward, which is keeping temperatures in the teens and the 20s. But for many areas of the South Central, we continue to see those temperatures in the single digits to sub-zero values. And we'll continue to favor that opportunity each and every day where we're going to see those cold conditions keeping temperatures right around those single-digit marks. Plenty of sunshine sticking around in the forecast today. Winds won't be an issue today across most of South Central outside of Valdez, Thompson Pass. However, as we welcome in the weekend, this is going to be our 3rd consecutive weekend of seeing the potential for some high winds across South Central. Things are fairly quiet this morning across the region, but we got high wind watches for both the lower Matanuska Valley as well as out towards Valdez, where we could see gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Now, the strongest winds look to arrive Saturday evening on into your Sunday morning. So we are going to alert you to that increasing winds. In addition to that, we have seen no shortage of cold across the state this month, even here in South Central. While we did start off December with above average temperatures and some freezing rain, the afternoon highs have been steadily decreasing and will leading up to Christmas. I'll have more on that and those winds heading our way coming up.
Powerful winds in the Matsu have left a giving organization in need. For more than a decade, Ace Lending Closet has stepped up for families in tough times. Jace Bertrand spoke with the owner about the damage and what it'll take to keep this charitable lifeline going.
It's my passion and mission to help people.
For Tina Campbell, it's a simple yet powerful motto.
I don't want people to go through what I went through when my son first got hurt. It took over a year just to get a power chair in Alaska because it seems like we live in a different country because we're not part of the lower 48, more or less.
That personal experience sparked the creation of Ace Lending Closet, providing free medical supplies to Alaskans across the state. But recent high winds in the Matsu borough have dealt a devastating blow to our operation.
The wind just picked up. It started Friday, but Saturday it just got worse and worse. And then that night, my son's night nurse said, hey, your structure's gone. The structure has been up for about 3 years, and it has lasted no problem with wind, snow load, or anything. This wind was not the norm.
With their storage structure destroyed, critical medical equipment is now exposed. And now, Ace Lending Closet is asking for the community's help.
We need help getting this equipment sheltered. We need shelter for this equipment. Monetary donations, anything would be of great help and such a blessing right now.
Despite the setbacks, Tina's commitment to help those who need it most hasn't changed.
I just need a permanent warehouse so I can keep serving the community. I believe in Alaska, we're one community, not a bunch of communities, because Alaska is not a lot of people, but we're a big state. So I believe in webbing all of our communities together and becoming one and help each other.
Jace Bertrand, Alaska's news source.
Well, Anchorage teachers took to the streets in the hundreds Thursday to protest amidst negotiations with the Anchorage School District for a new contract. The Anchorage Education Association says uncompetitive wages are driving teachers to take jobs in the lower 48. That, in turn, they say, leads to larger class sizes and a less effective personal education for Anchorage students. The AEA organized rallies at 4 street corners across the city, waving signs and singing songs in the bitter cold in protest.
Everybody out here right now is making less real money in their paychecks every month than they did last year. That needs to change. We're hemorrhaging people. They're going away.
I love my school and I love my administration. I love my department and I love my students. But I don't feel like the district loves me back.
We have not been out in this fashion for over 20 years. And it is a shame that we are in this position.
ASD responded to our request for comment with a link to their bargaining page. It says that the two sides have agreed to more than 20 terms of the next contract, including an increase in health insurance and updated work from home provisions. However, the AEA tells us that if there isn't an agreement by February, a teacher strike could be on the table. The Wasilla cardiologist accused of possessing child sex abuse material, who troopers say died days after those charges were filed, served on the state medical board while under criminal investigation. The state told our investigative team they never knew. Rebecca Palsha found out what's missing from the vetting process for state board and commission members. Now, according to legislative documents, there are about 120 active boards and commissions. The governor's office confirmed background checks for those who serve on them, who are appointed by the governor, do not include ongoing criminal investigations. The governor's office said they never knew when the governor appointed Wasilla cardiologist Ryan McDonough to the state medical board that he was under federal investigation for child sex abuse material, because that's not part of Alaska's process. When we reached out to multiple state agencies, including the governor's office, with questions about whether that should change, they've not answered. You can see the entire story up on our website and streaming platforms available right now. Volunteer chefs, alongside those displaced by former Typhoon Halong, were working to craft a meal for 200 people. Georgina Fernandez tells us what healing effects they say this food will have.
If only you could smell this, those sweet and savory aromatics filling this kitchen.
I'm making fry bread. I'm making my great-grandmother's recipe.
Smells connecting us back home.
Like for me, making fry bread is a little bit of home because I'm not from here.
And to the generations before us.
I want to help the people.
On Thursday, through this food, that's the mission. As those displaced by former Typhoon Halong and volunteer chefs work on crafting a feast for 200 people.
What is it to feel? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Creating a taste of home in this kitchen.
And then just stretch it starting in the middle.
Like this?
Yeah, and then stretch it, start in the middle.
Crafting meals like this fry bread. And elk gravy to be served Thursday evening during a potluck at the Alaska Native Heritage Center. Do you think people are going to feel this connection to home tonight eating this food?
Yeah. Back home we used to gather stuff, but we gathered out summer long and fall time.
Volunteers telling us those traditional ingredients used in these meals can be healing.
The reason why Alaska Native people are so strong is that they're still connected to the land and to their foods. And so being able to nourish ourselves with our traditional foods and bring back some of that, a little bit of home.
The menu includes things like deer, fish, and braised seal. That with a simple taste.
It's going amazing. This is perfect.
I hope everyone will be full stomach for tonight. I hope everyone will be here for.
Has the ability to bring you home. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Meantime, Santa is preparing for his big trip around the world. And if you're wondering when Santa will be landing in your neck of the woods, Adelmi Ruiz got the inside scoop. Adelmi, what can you tell us?
Well, Kristen, Christmas is right around the corner, less than a week away now. And I spoke with the folks over at the North American Aerospace Defense Command who help us all waiting for the man of the hour, Santa Claus. NORAD helps us out by letting us know where he is in real time and what time he'll be right here in Alaska. Major Kathleen Layton told me how they do it.
NORAD is tracking all aircraft in North America 24/7, 365 days a year. It's our normal mission. We're working to make sure both Canada and the United States are secure and safe from air threats. But Santa, of course, being a special aviator, we use the same tools. So a combination of radar, satellites, and of course, our fighter jets will intercept Santa Claus on his special flight as well, just to make sure everything's good. He has everything he needs.
On the big day, we're going to be keeping you updated on when Santa will be in your part of Alaska and where he is in the world. Kristen.
So exciting. Thanks, Adelmi. When the Morning Edition returns, Santa is making some early rounds already this year and making sure that no baby is left unappreciated as he heads to the NICU.
Expecting to see some high winds across parts of South Central for the third consecutive weekend in a row. I'll have more on what's causing that, as well as the outlook ahead in terms of temperatures. But first, that sunrise coming in at 10:12 in Anchorage, 8:43 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back. 14 minutes past the hour on this Friday morning. And Aaron, on my way to work this morning, my car was reading -12 degrees, which is a little bit crazy for Anchorage this time of year. Plus, we've got wind on top of that.
Yeah, with those winds that have been dying down, at least through the night into this morning, that is bringing us one of the coldest mornings we've seen for the past several days. And we are watching additional concerns for some high winds this weekend. There is a high wind watch for both the lower Matanuska Valley as well as out towards Valdez and Thompson Pass. This is from Saturday afternoon through Sunday, where we could see gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Now, like with previous windstorm events, biggest impacts will be some power outages, damage to property, some loose blowing debris being blown around, and the strongest winds will be Saturday evening on into Sunday morning, where we'll see gusts up to 75 miles per hour. So what's going on? Why are we dealing with 3 consecutive weeks of holding on to some of these strong winds across South Central? Well, it's all thanks in large part to our weather pattern we have in place across the state. We've got cold Arctic air, which is very dense and settles in at the surface through the interior. That's also where we're holding on to a ridge of high pressure, which is settling in, keeping things fairly quiet through the interior. Meanwhile, across the Gulf of Alaska, we continue to see our ridge, or our area of low pressure. That's keeping things fairly stagnant across the region, where we're continuing to hold on to some of these winds that are increasing across southeast. And this is keeping this weather pattern fairly uniform. Over the past couple of days, we've been holding on to the same weather pattern across the region. So this cold, dense Arctic air into the interior, that begins to approach its way towards the low pressure. If you remember back in grade school, winds are driven by by air moving from high pressure to low pressure. So that cold air is funneling through those mountains, those gaps, passes, and the topography across South Central, and that is leading to those strong winds that we continue to see. And until that pressure gradient relaxes, or we see that ridge of high pressure or that low dissipate, these winds will continue to remain with us. And this morning, winds are really only a concern from Seward out towards Valdez, where we're seeing gusts up to about 30 to 50 miles per hour. Activity has subsided through the valley through the night. Today will largely be quiet for you, but will increase once again into the weekend. So those gap winds remain with us across South Central for today. So Seward, Whittier, Valdez, you will see those winds increasing. And then through the day tomorrow, we'll begin to see the rest of South Central tapping into some of these stronger winds. And again, the strongest winds arrive tomorrow evening on into Sunday morning. And there is that potential we could see winds of about 20 to 45 miles per hour across the Cook Inlet region out towards Knik Arm as those winds bend out of the Matanuska Valley. So be prepared for some consecutive weekends of holding on to these colder conditions. And this will also lead to some bitter cold wind chills, more so into the Matanuska Valley, as well as the Copper River Basin and out towards Valdez, Thompson Pass, where we could see wind chill readings dropping near to below 20 below zero into the weekend and early next week. So take note of that as we welcome in the coming days. We are 2 days until the winter solstice officially begins, which will be the shortest day of the year. We're only losing about 2 more minutes of that daylight. The breezy conditions again arrive this weekend, winter solstice Sunday, and then leading up to Christmas. Things are still trending fairly dry, but we can't rule out some light flurry activity Thursday into Friday.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Well, you may recall the most famous reindeer of all, but have you ever heard of the most famous moose? Well, allow me to introduce you to Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. He's part of the Ambro family Christmas light display in the Abbott Loop neighborhood. The hand-built moose and dazzling LED murals have turned their yard into a merry, twinkling wonderland.
I grew up in California, and our whole neighborhood decorated for Christmas every year, generated a traffic jam with police having to be at the end of the street to direct traffic and everything. It's actually roughly 3,500 of these same lights that's on everything else. The computer knows where every single light out here is and when to turn each one a certain color.
You can even turn your car radio to 95.7 when you're nearby and listen to some Christmas tunes. The dazzling light display will be set up until New Year's Eve. To see more of our holiday light display coverage, go ahead and check out our website. At Providence Hospital, a decades-old event is bringing moments of joy to the Newborn Intensive Care Unit, or NICU. Danny Tompkins takes us along to see how Santa makes sure no baby is forgotten this Christmas.
Behind these doors are some of Providence's smallest patients. For their families, the holidays can bring many emotions. But for a morning, something magical is happening.
Very Merry Christmas.
Santa and Mrs. Claus make a trip to Providence, visiting with beautiful babies. 34 this year, delivering quilts and special gifts.
This is Santa coin, and does have magic.
Okay. The tradition's gone on for over 29 years, and for some families, it's their baby's first Christmas. A celebration some didn't know if they'd have, like Asherika and her daughter Amara, whose name holds powerful meaning.
Strength or strong in Swahili, because when I was told she may not make it, I told myself when she does, she'll have a name that means something.
Weighing less than 2 pounds, Amara put her fight on hold for a very special visit.
There you
go. Beautiful young lady.
The fact that I didn't expect to even have this moment, and then to be able to have Santa come and meet her and see her, she's like my early Christmas present.
Santa says it's the connection with these tiny patients that keeps him coming back.
The little ones, it's so amazing. They're so tiny, many of them, not all. But when I hold them and I look into their eyes, there's an immediate connection.
But it's not just about the babies.
The parent, if they're there, the misty eyes, and the love you see when they look at their child. That's what I'm here for, is the love.
And those in the NICU on a daily basis feel the difference.
It's magical for everybody. Little misty in the eyes, and like all of us. And special to show to the baby when they grow up and see that Santa didn't forget them in the NICU.
Santa comes through, delivering a moment of normalcy for families. And this mother has a message for other parents facing difficult pregnancies.
Any mother out there who may have gotten news like mine, that believe in yourself, believe in your pregnancy, believe in what you feel.
Asherika hopes to return home with Amara soon, but says each day is to be cherished as a new gift. For many NICU families, the holidays don't look like what they imagined, but moments like this remind them that even in the hardest times, there's room for hope, love, and a little Christmas magic. Danny Tompkins, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.